Drop a comment with your city or country. I'm dying to know where you're tuning in from. The phone yanked me out of my beach vacation. Mr. Daniels, your house is on fire. Looks accidental. Sand clung to my feet as my heart pounded. 15 years in the justice system taught me. Accidents don't exist. Not when you've dodged a $600 a month protection fee from a rogue HOA with zero legal standing, but no shortage of ego and matches. Two choices lay ahead. Let them erase my family's legacy or wield every ounce of skill I'd sharpened to make this HOA the headline of its own collapse. What followed didn't just save my home. It rewrote what loss meant. I never meant to end up in Crestwood Pines. But when last spring my wife Emily was diagnosed with stage 3 breast cancer, being a mere 30 minutes from the best oncology center in New England became paramount. I'm Lucas Daniels, 47, and having spent a lifetime meting out justice, I thought I earned a quieter tale. The realtor hesitated as I signed the documents. "Crestwood's wonderful," she stated tightly. "Just carefully read the rules of the neighborhood." I couldn't have cared less. Emily's chemo took priority. To keep a low profile, I informed people I was remote in software. My actual work was a different sort of burden I wasn't prepared to disclose. Just settled, there was a firm knock in our bare living room. Cynthia Reynolds, president of the HOA, stood crisp and unfriendly at the door. "Welcome to Crestwood," she said, releasing a fat folder. "The $600 monthly assessment is due the 1st. Banking information by tomorrow." I scowled. "My contract states this house is HOA exempt." Her smile grew thin. "Your agent was mistaken. Everyone contributes." That tone. I'd heard it before, from bullies who thrive on intimidation. "I'll review my documents," I stated calmly. Her eyes narrowed. "Mr. Daniels, non-cooperation makes life challenging here." She thrust her card into my palm and departed. The following day, I sat with Frank Miller, 62, retired Marine, over coffee. I told him about Cynthia's ambush. His face fell. "Be careful, this HOA, it's not legit." His phone vibrated. HOA meeting reminder. "Check your deed," he cautioned as he departed. Later, neighbor Elena Torres whispered to me, "I declined to pay. Got my car keyed, mail lost, garbage skipped." She continued, "Cynthia's son Ethan works for Pinnacle Realty. They're buying homes cheap. It's all connected." A notice of violation was on my door. "Lawn too tall, $150 fine." I had just mowed it. Through the window, I saw Cynthia with a younger man, Ethan, I assumed, taking pictures. At the county building, I made sure what I had already guessed. My property was indeed HOA exempt. Cynthia was extorting homeowners. That evening, I set up cameras. Emily fretted, watching. "Lucas, what's going on?" "Just being careful," I replied, not saying Cindy's most recent email. "Refusing to join will have consequences." The next morning, our daughter Lily, 16, hollered. Our car had been spray painted. "Join HOA or leave." Emily, still recovering from chemo, gasped. "Who would do this?" The cameras recorded Ethan and another man at 3:17 a.m. I saved the video and called the police. The responding officer, connected to Cynthia's sister, shrugged. "No clear faces, tough case." A real estate attorney confirmed my exemption, but cautioned me these battles get nasty. At home, Emily said, "Moms at Lily's school are shunning me. Someone called us troublemakers, said we're lowering property values." So I told her everything. Cynthia's threats, Elena's warnings. "This is bigger than fines," I told her. "We've got everything documented." Emily nodded. "Facts over fists, right?" At an HOA meeting, Cynthia glared at me. "Some question our authority," she said, implying I had a criminal background. Neighbors stepped back. Frank and Elena alone went up. "She's scared of your exemption," Elena said. "You're a threat to her racket." A forged city letter alleged my home violated non-existent codes. Someone attempted to access Emily's medical records, feigning our insurer. Cameras caught Ethan and two others destroying Emily's garden, leaving a note, "Accidents happen to stubborn people." A private eye uncovered Cynthia's history of fraud, Ethan's arrest record as a juvenile, Pinnacle's true motive, converting Crestwood to a commercial center. Flyers spread around, branding me with criminal affiliations, upsetting Emily and Lily, who were now bullied at school. Emily begged, "Can't we just pay?" "If we do," I said, "they'll just keep hurting others." I installed hidden mics and cams. Frank assisted. "I remain over my wife's grave," he told me. "Can't abandon her." Elena told me Cynthia was lying, telling people I was being investigated by the FBI, that I'd been terminated for stealing, that Emily's cancer was a fraud. A guy from the vandalism video appeared, disguised as a city inspector, told me he had to come in. I told him no, documenting the encounter. Garbage pickup ceased. Mail arrived soaked. Emily's car window was broken. I set my sights on Harold Jenkins, the jittery HOA treasurer. At a local coffee shop, I steered our conversation to HOA finances. "It's a mess," he acknowledged. "Cynthia makes it all her own way." He departed, but I gave him my card. Kids at school chanted, "Criminal's kid," as they passed Lily. We received a forged foreclosure notice. Emily had a panic attack and ended up in the ER. That evening, I vowed I would bring this to an end. At the next HOA meeting, I asked for financial records. Cynthia denied them. Harold shifted uncomfortably. Later, he handed me a flash drive. Proof of Cynthia siphoning fees into personal accounts, Ethan's firm overbilling for contracts, and funds secretly backing Pinnacle buys. He resigned, scared, after Cynthia threatened his daughter's job. Then Lily collapsed at school, drugged with a stimulant. Cafeteria footage revealed HOA member Karen Holt tampering with her water. I called Alex Carter, an old ally from the justice system. "Fraud, arson, assault," he said, scanning my evidence. "We'll need federal jurisdiction." I planted a recorder in a peace offering left at Cynthia's. That evening, she, Ethan, and others conspired. "Set his house on fire. Insurance will cover it. He'll relocate." I relocated Emily and Lily to a hotel, added more alarms, and pretended to take a business trip. At 2:15 a.m., cameras recorded Ethan and two men illuminating my garage with gasoline. My sprinklers activated. I called 911. Firefighters extinguished the flames. Cynthia showed up, pretending to be concerned. "Such an accident." "If you'd joined the HOA, perhaps our inspections would have detected this wiring problem." "Electrical?" I asked. "The chief hasn't eliminated anything." She smirked. "Old homes, bad wiring. Ethan's firm can buy you out cheap." I played along, slumped in public. Privately, I met with FBI agents and disclosed my true identity. Federal Judge Lucas Daniels, expert in corruption. My evidence: fraud, arson footage, forged letters, testimonies, initiated a multi-state investigation. Pinnacle went interstate, federal play on. At the following HOA meeting, Cynthia boasted, "I heard you're selling." Let her think so. Behind closed doors, agents dug in. Ethan panicked, deleting emails, menacing Harold. I phoned Cynthia, sounded shattered. "Selling may be best," I said. She leaped, set up a meeting at Crestview Legal, Pinnacle's law firm. She and Ethan made 60% of my house's worth. "Accidents happen," she tacked on, about the fire and Lily's drugging. I nodded toward my concealed recorder. Agents stormed in. Arrests were made. Racketeering, fraud, arson. "Who are you?" Cynthia screamed. A representative said matter-of-factly, "You extorted Judge Lucas Daniels." Cynthia, Ethan, the police chief, and 4 others were charged. At a town meeting, I at last revealed the truth to the community. I'm a federal judge, moved here for my wife's treatment, and discovered a huge real estate fraud. The trial was a national sensation. I testified. The evidence demolished Cynthia's victim role. She received 22 years. Ethan, 10, in a plea bargain. Pinnacle executives received between 5 and 14. Seized property, paid restitution. A Senate HOA reform committee solicited my opinion. Emily's cancer went into remission. Lily recovered through therapy. Crestwood voted Frank and Elena onto a newly opened HOA. Fees reduced, trust restored. 1 year on, our restored house hosted a community barbecue. Frank raised his glass to Judge Daniels, who refused to back down from bullies. A young couple asked why Crestwood was so cohesive. Justice, I replied, begins when one person refuses to say yes to greed. Cynthia believed she'd shatter a coder, not a judge. But here's the true lesson. You don't require a gavel to call for justice, just courage.